I know you guys love me telling you all the cool things that's happening around at my own dealership, but in today's video, I'm gonna share with you some tips that's gonna save you thousands of dollars inside the finance office the next time you buy a car. And these are things that I've never been able to talk about because I was too scared to get my hand slapped. Where you get taken advantage of the most is in the finance office after you have agreed to purchase the car. Now that finance manager thinks that his job is to sell you extended warranties, gap insurance, mark up the interest rate, all of that good things. But that's not his number one job, and I'm going to tell you that secret in this video. But most importantly, we're going to show you how to negotiate with that finance manager so that way you don't overpay. What's the worst part of buying a car?
Everything.
Everything. Well, if you had to be...
I mean, every time I have to sit here and watch you go through the process, or even when you worked at Bachman and I sat there and watched the whole process of hours and hours and hours, I'm like, this is torture.
You kind of hit the nail on the head there, but you didn't know that I was going to ask this question. So out of all of what you just said, what was the over-outlining huge thing that you mentioned?
Time.
The time. The time that it takes to buy a car absolutely sucks. And the finance managers and the sales managers will sit there and use that to their advantage because they need a lot of time in order to find out how they can make the most money. Now, what we're talking about in the finance office is what's called back-end products. We're talking about extended warranties. We're talking about gap insurance, paint protection, key replacement, tire wheel, dent ding. All that stuff is called back-end products. There are banks out there who will limit the amount of dollars that the back-end products can be. So if bank A says, hey, listen, we're only going to allow $2,000, $2,500 of back-end products being sold, but bank B, C, D, or E has a traditional of allowing a whole lot more, they're going to wait for those other banks to come back and say, yes, you're approved if you're financing, so that way that they can sell you a higher ticket item. Now, this is a very, very sneaky trick that nobody has ever taught you in the past before. And this is how you speed up the finance manager. First and foremost, what you can do is walk into the sales manager's office, not the guy doing your paperwork, the sales manager, and say, hey, listen, do we know how much longer this is going to take? They absolutely hate this, and you're gonna watch them real closely because they're gonna roll their eyes and they're gonna tell you, let me check on it, I'll be right back. They're never gonna come back to you, most likely, and they're not gonna sit there. So what you do is you set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes, and you sit there and you watch where everyone goes. You watch where the salesman goes, you watch where the sales manager goes, because they're gonna be going to the finance manager's office to find out how much longer it goes. So after 3 minutes of them running around, now what you do, and this is gonna piss them all off, you walk into that finance manager and you say, hey, listen, I'm ready to go. I need to go. How much longer is this going to take? And they're going to tell you a time. And then you pull out your phone. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes, and you walk away. What you've just done there is set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes to let them know that you're going to be back in 5 minutes. That's going to put you in the driver's seat. And the most important thing about a car buying process is staying in control. He or she who is in control always wins. Tip number 2, I could never have talked about on social media when I had a boss. Now that I'm the boss and the owner of this company, I can tell you anything I want. And that is bring your own money to the table. You want to go out and make sure you get a pre-approval from your own bank or your credit union and bring that to the dealership. Another great choice if you don't have a good bank or good credit union is going to LightStream. I put a link down in the description of this video. LightStream is an amazing source to bring your own money and pay cash at the dealership. They don't even put a lien on your car when you borrow money. And it also gives you a lot more flexibility when you are purchasing a car. When you're financing a car, I've always told people in the past, and I believe it to this day owning this dealership, is you have to be flexible. Let the dealership know that you have a pre-approval after you have decided to purchase a car, and this is your terms and conditions of that loan. If they can go out and save you money, let them save you money. I just personally did this with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. They were looking for a vehicle. They had their own credit union pre-approval. They had 2.89% interest rate. The dealership that they went to had a 1.9% interest rate, which in theory sounds like it's saving a lot of money. But if you're only financing $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, that does not add up to a traditional savings that you may like. They were loyal to their bank. They wanted to pay that 2.89 rather than get a 1.9 and not working with a different bank. So be flexible, look at all your terms and conditions, and most importantly, know that pulling your credit multiple times does not hurt you. They changed this in 2005. Yes, 2005, this was changed by FICO because it's not fair to you or me to have our credit pulled to save money and impact future purchases. So in this third tip, you've got to remember that everything is negotiable in that finance office. You need to ask these questions to make sure that you can negotiate correctly. How much does this cost? They're probably going to tell you, oh, it's only $6 or $7 a month. No, sir. No, ma'am. What is the actual cost of this extended warranty? An extended warranty is probably going to cost you around $3,500 depending on the car. That's a good average. So you need to know that takes your payment up approximately $60 to $70 per month. Now, if all of a sudden that finance manager says, hey, this extended warranty, you've agreed to this out on the sales floor for this purchase price, this extended warranty is only going to change you for 10, 12, 15 bucks. That means they put a leg in your payment out there for the finance manager to have an easy bump to get that extra $3,000, $4,000 profit that they're getting in the finance office when they combine all of these products that you're getting ready to buy. So most importantly, on tip number 3, make sure you understand that everything is negotiable, negotiate it strong, negotiate it hard.
That's what she said. Oh, no, not that. Just come on, you guys, let's do it.
And make sure that you understand exactly what each item costs before you decide to do it. And also know that the extended warranty is going to probably be marked up $1,500, $2,000 over its cost. You can negotiate that down. My dealership here, if you want to buy an extended warranty, we sell them for $500 over cost. And that's all it is on every single car out there, regardless of what you have, because we want to do it fair. And here is the number 1 tip that no finance manager wants you to know. Matter of fact, no car dealership out there wants you to know this. When the finance manager goes through their finance school, they are taught that they have one job. Their only job is to protect the car deal. It doesn't matter if you're paying cash, you're financing, you have subprime credit. The number 1 job of the finance manager is to protect the car deal. Not sell you extended warranties, not sell you paint protection or anything like that. Protect the car deal. No going in that their number 1 job is to protect the car deal, and if you get up and walk out, they have not done their job. So make sure you ask them in the heart of negotiation, what's your number 1 job here at the dealership? They're probably going to sit there and tell you all sorts of things because no finance manager has ever said the word and no finance manager has ever been asked that question. And when they say that, you look at them and you say, that's funny. I figured your number 1 job was to protect the car deal. And you just shut up and you continue your negotiations. This next tip is a level 500 IQ
big brain move that nobody has
ever taught you before. And I wasn't going to share this, but then I remembered, oh yeah, you can't call my dealership and try to get me fired. So we're gonna show this right here. This is what's called the F&I menu. And it could be a piece of paper like this or a big looking iPad that's in the desk of the finance manager that's all fancy and goofy and really fun things to do. Now, we know the number 1 rule of the finance manager, but they don't know that and they don't think that every day. They think that their number 1 rule is to create the most profit for their department and for themselves as they can. They get paid a couple different ways, and that's by creating as much profit as possible by selling you products in their office. Now, these finance managers can be making $2,500 up to more than $4,000 per customer of pure profit in their office. And they do that by selling all the products that I've mentioned already in this video. So they also get paid a bigger percentage based off of how many products per retail vehicle that they can sell. If they can sell you 2, 3, and 4 products, they make a bigger commission. So here is how we negotiate this strategy right here. And we're gonna focus on getting a better interest rate because that is the biggest ticket item that is making you pay more for your car. Remember, profit is not a dirty word. Profit fairly is good for everyone. You, me, everyone. So we're gonna focus on the largest package that they have. And this is what we're gonna do. Mr. Finance Manager, I do kind of like what I'm seeing here, but the only concern that I have is the fact that the interest rate seems a little high. I think what I need to do is come back tomorrow after I talk to my bank and then decide on what I want to do. Now at this point, their number 1 rule that the dealership has for the finance manager is to protect the deal. By you leaving, they lose control and they cannot get you back in. They know this. So therefore, you are staying in control, and he or she who stays in control always wins. So therefore, what's going to happen next is that finance manager is going to get on a computer, make a fake phone call, pull out a coupon in a drawer, whatever the case may be, and say, hey, great news, we're running a special. I can probably save you a quarter point, half point, a full point based off of you liking this preferred package. Now, what they cannot do is charge you a higher rate or a lower rate based off of you buying products. That is against the Fair Lending Act of this great country. If they quote you a rate, that's the rate you're good for. No bank, zero banks in this United States of America is giving you a better interest rate for buying products at a car dealership. I promise you 100%. So therefore, when we sit here and we get that better interest rate from that finance manager, at that point, do you make a decision on what products to buy? It could be 0 products. It could be 1 or 2 or 3 products. It does not matter. At that point, you can come back and say to this person, okay, so what would my payment be at that much lower rate with not getting any product? Boom, bam, done. You just saved yourself thousands of dollars right there with that move. You can also follow it up with, now I'm thinking more along the extended warranty, and the gap protection is really important. What would the payment be with that? And then you can keep going on and going on, and at that point decide on what you want to buy from the finance office. Buying a car doesn't have to suck, and with these tips here, you're gonna be well armed to make sure that you make a great buying decision and save yourself thousands of dollars in the finance office the next car purchase. If you wanna know more tips like this, let me know what I should do down in the comment section. Of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn your bell notifications on.